Now our next topic is the circulation of the water in nature. As water is considered a renewable source, so we can't generate water cannot be produced in the nature. Water is recharging by the natural processes. Underground water is being recharged. It cannot be generated by the man and by some artificial processes. Now we discuss how the water is existing in the nature, how water is being present in the atmosphere, how it come in atmosphere, how it go back to the oceans, rivers. Firstly, we will discuss process by which water leaves the earth. We have the process by which water leaves the earth, means it is going into the atmosphere. With water which is present in the lakes and the rivers, it is going into the atmosphere by evaporation. We all know about evaporation process, that when water is being boiled, the liquid water changes in the form of vapors. When we keep the water for boiling at some temperature and it is covered with a cover, and what we will see that some vapors are going away from that container, and if it is covered with a cover, on that cover we can see some water droplets. So by the evaporation process, water is leaving the earth, and from where the evaporation is going on, we have seen some water is on the floor. It is dried up after some time due to the sunlight. Water is getting heat and it gets converted into the water vapor form. And where these water vapors go? These water vapors go into the atmosphere. And wet clothes dry after some time. Why these clothes dry after some time? Because the water which is present in the cloth, that will get heat and get evaporated, and water is converted in the form of the vapors. Water which is present in the oceans and seas, rivers, it will absorb during the daytime heat from the sunlight and get evaporated. It is converted into the water vapor form, and it will move upward and mix into the air. Firstly, by evaporation water will leave the earth. Second is loss of water by the respiration. What happens during respiration? All organisms are taking up the oxygen, and this oxygen will react with the food and it will produce energy, carbon dioxide and water. As we write here, second process by respiration. Food we are eating, that food, digested food, will react with oxygen, and what we will get? We will get energy, carbon dioxide plus water. When we breathe out this carbon dioxide and water is in the form of vapors. These are coming out of the body, and where these carbon dioxide gas and water vapor go, these are mixing into the atmosphere. Next one is loss of water by the plants, transpiration process. Firstly, we will discuss what is the transpiration process. Transpiration is loss of water from the surface of the leaves. From the surface of leaves, loss of water is called transpiration. Have you ever seen there on the morning time there are some water droplets in the surface of the leaf and leaves, and when there is a sunlight, that water will get evaporated. So that process is called transpiration, when water which is present in the leaves of the plants, which is absorbed by the plant, that is released with the help of leaves into air. That process is called transpiration. Now we will discuss how that water is lost. Now we will see how the transpiration happens in the plants. Water is absorbed by the root hairs, and with the capillary action, that water will be pulled upwards to the leaves, to the all leaves. Then these leaves have the small tiny pores. The small tiny pores which are present on the surface of leaves are called stomata. What are stomata? Small tiny pores on the surface of the leaves. With the help of these tiny pores, water will be lost into the atmosphere by the transpiration process. Now we will discuss how transpiration is affected. Sometimes transpiration process will take place or sometimes not. Firstly, it depends upon the temperature. If temperature is more transpiration will take place due to more heat. Second is humidity. Next one is wind speed. Next is a time of the day, whether sunlight is there or not. So by these three methods, water will leave the earth, will go into atmosphere, firstly by evaporation, then by respiration, and then by the transpiration. Now we will see how that which water have gone into atmosphere, how it will come back to the earth. It will come in the form of rain, in the form of snowfall, or in the form of hail. We will read before that the water vapors that have gone into the atmosphere, that will water vapors as go higher, temperature is less, and due to less temperature these water vapors will get cool and condensed in the form of small tiny droplets, and these fine tiny droplets in the air will appear as clouds. This is how are the clouds formed. The water vapors which are in the atmosphere, as we go in higher in the atmosphere, temperature is less, that water vapor will become cool and get condensed in the form of liquid droplets, and these liquid droplets appear as the clouds. We will discuss now about the condensation process. What is condensation? Condensation is condensing of the water vapor into the liquid droplets. Now the clouds are there. These clouds come together to form the bigger drops of water, and they become heavy and fall down in the form of the rain. Next is, if the temperature is less, these raindrops will get frozen and will get converted into the hail form. If the temperature is fall further, these droplets get frozen and come down in the form of snow. As we read that some areas have continuously, in some areas continuously snow is falling. Their snow is falling due to less temperature. Next is it has gone to back to earth. Now how it goes back to the oceans? Water, because firstly get started evaporating from the oceans and the seas. How it get back? The rain which take place in the form of rain, that water will flow down to the oceans, and sometimes that rainwater will go down into the soil, and the water which is going down into the soil, it is recharging the groundwater that will become available to us as the groundwater, well water, tube well water, spring water. That's why how continuously we are taking water from the well, tube well, but there is not less amount of water, because in the form of rain water is coming into the soil, and water level is being recharged. And the water next is, and the water which have come back to the earth in the form of snow. When this snow will melt, it will come in the form of water, and that water will fall into the streams and the rivers. It will pass into the various regions and finally come into the lake, sea and oceans. So that's why firstly we have read how it go to the atmosphere, then how it come back to earth and back to the ocean.